Hey guys, what's up? Okuhle Nkosi here, and I know it's been a minute, but that's because the podcast is really keeping me busy. Podcast is making me to just, so time management needs to be my morning routine. I then decided, okay, I need to set out a time one-on-one because ideally where I want this channel to grow is I can have a solo podcast with you that will be audio and video, and have the podcast where I've got guests coming in, etc, etc. But thank you so much for supporting me. There's been a lot of things happening on social media. I'm sure you guys have seen trending news. Like, let's just detox, let's just talk, right? One that I want to talk about is the American lady who is plus size, and the Lyft driver did not accept the ride, did not accept to take her to where she was going to, and the girl got angry and got the lawyers. That's just a little nugget that I want us to get off our chest. Isn't that a bit weird? Don't you feel like people who are not used to getting no are so problematic when they are adults? Because look at the extent she went, and all of us, when we were looking at her, were like, but girl, that small little C-class Mercedes, old Mercedes, I don't think it could carry her. Like, there was nothing wrong with that. But anyways, we are not talking about that. Today I wanted to talk about a South African issue that trended in the past few weeks. And I was like, how? I've spoken about this though. I have spoken about young girls liking older men. No, man. And everyone is trying to spiritualize it. Everyone is trying to culturalize it. Everyone is trying to, say it's a pedo act or not. It definitely does not fall under pedo behavior, because pedo is an old guy with a minor. We have to read it properly. With a minor. Got it? Sharp. So a minor cannot give consent. But here we're speaking about ladies or girls who, actually it's girls. Girls who are 18 years old, virgin. You go to a specific church, and then you date an old man who's been married, who's been having sex, and he's your first, but you are his fifth or 10th. Electra Complex. When a baby girl and a girl child loves the attention of her father, and Electra Complex, you end up competing with your mom. You know those girls who just don't like their mothers, and you're like, what did you do? Like, what did she do? Did she abuse you? What did she do? And you don't find an answer. But you wanted your father's love. So you were competing with your mother for your father's love. That's why you do not like your mother. That's Electra Complex. When these girls grow up and they don't grow out of that cute phase where they want their father's love, because there's a time where it's cute, like, oh, I want to cuddle with my dad, I want my dad's attention. It's all cute and all. Oh, I don't like you, mom, I like dad. Okay, sharp is cute. But if you don't outgrow from that, it becomes this pandemic where you find young girls saying, well, leave us alone. We love the old men. Leave us alone. We want to be with old men that are the same age as our fathers. That cannot be normal. The reason why it is looking like it is normal is because we did not know that there is a term for that complex. There is a term for that behavior. That's it, guys. The moment we all know that there is a term, everything that you're going through, there's a name, psychological. There's a name we can define you. Then it makes it easier to understand. Let us read the definition of Electra Complex. It says, in Neo-Freudian psychology, the Electra Complex, as proposed by Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung, in his theory of psychoanalysis, is a girl's psychosexual competition with her mother for the possession of her father. A young girl wanting an old man that only has 5 years to live and then he's gone, or 10 years to live. But these old men live quite long. However, your sex life is not going to be that long. You understand? So if you're 18 and you're dating a guy, he's 65, your sex life as the 18-year-old is not going to be that long. You see, honestly, he can only satisfy you so much. After lapom, I don't know what's going to happen. You could be suffering from Electra Complex. So when we go back to how you were brought up, maybe you yearned for your father's love. Every time you saw your father loving your mother, I'm speaking about a two-parent household, healthy vibes, etc. Every time you saw your father, how he was loving on your mother, you wished that could be you. You also yearned for that. That's strike one. Strike two, it's the lack of a father. You always wish there was an older man taking care of you, an older man giving you benefits. That's where the gold digging, slay queen tendency is happening, right? These are the girls that date sugar daddies. The third one is dating men who are unavailable if the father was not there. So you, because you're used to feeling abandoned, you will always attract men that are unavailable. That's the girl that is dating the married man. It is the girl that is, homemaker. She's always, girls who've dated married men, it's a list. It's not just one, right? So I don't want you to condemn yourself here. I'm speaking about a series, so it has to happen more than once. You've dated married men, then eventually you got one married man who was like, I'm going to leave my wife for you, type of vibes. Or maybe he doesn't leave, but that's the third one where you are now unavailable. It's right. So you've seen how your mother was loved. Here, you never had a father. It was absent. So you've always yearned for that older man to protect you and provide for you, sugar daddy. And the third one is because he left, you have those abandonment issues, and then you yearn for you're always dating men who are unavailable. I hope that makes sense, but go read about it and let me know in the comments how you feel about this. So when this particular church is training these girls to also want old men, to save themselves, and it's for old men, because I do have a problem with how virginity is pressed on the girl child. I have a problem. Come on, if you follow me on TikTok, you follow me everywhere, I have a problem with that schooling. So within this church, I don't know what else they teach that makes these young girls to then desire to be with their fathers. It could be, I don't know, because I'm not in that kind of a church, right? It could be the father is there providing and doing everything for the household, and somehow you really don't outgrow your Electra Complex. You don't outgrow your Electra Complex, and you feel like what your mother is receiving is what you should desire also. And because it's within a confinement of a church, it's quite dangerous, because there could be brainwashing that happens. Very cultish if there's brainwashing that can happen. Because I, as a person that maybe would go to this specific church, I would also be maybe 21, about to get married, and want to marry a 23-year-old. I wouldn't desire an old man. Personally, I do not find old men attractive, and it's because I had a present dad, right? So I was with him when he was healthy, I was with him when he got sick, and I was with him when he got healthy. Like, I know all stages of men when they're young. They have energy, we can run around, we can play tennis. We used to come back from school and go play tennis, type of vibes, you get me? And then I also saw when diabetes was now eating his body up. And then I also saw him when he could fight it, he was healed and he was healthy. So for me, when I see older guy, gray hair, I'm like, nah, that's old. I wouldn't want that. I know men who in their 40s also can have gray hair, but I'm not speaking about the gray hair where dad has them. And I know how fathers reprimand and I can't do this, I can't do that. So I would not survive in that kind of a relationship. But if you like them older, I pray and hope it is not too old where it's like, it's as if you want the man that wants your mother, and you are now as a daughter competing with your mother. I just pray and hope it's not that. But if it is, look into this Electra Complex, find a therapist, find someone and say, I think I do have this complex, and then how can I solve it? Because it is a psychological topic. It is something that if you see, you identify, you have this, it's either A, you can live with it, now you know which place you're operating from, or you can say, actually, I don't want to be like this. Lastly, as a close off, the girlies that are always fighting with their mothers and your mother has not done anything. I need to fix that statement. I'm not speaking about toxic mothers, right? I'm not speaking about a mother that was toxic, a mother that puts you down. I'm not speaking about that. I'm speaking about naturally from a young age, you just never understood your mom. You don't understand where these feelings come from. You might be suffering from Electra Complex. Look into that, because when you have a daughter, would you want your daughter to just not like you just because it's you? Like, ask yourself, do you really want that vibe? I wouldn't want that for you, and I pray and hope that you also don't desire to have that kind of a relationship with your daughter. Some girls, only when they have their kids, they then start understanding where their mothers were coming from. I urge you, step out of the Electra Complex, know what it is about. And when we see these young girls, whether it's in church, whether it's in society, where they love an old man, they love an old man providing for them. Oguhle said it first. It is Electra Complex. I am not surprised when I see this. So please spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. I'll be coming with more relatable content so that you can spread to your friends and we can grow this community. The more there is awareness on these things that we see as social ills or we see as social, what is this? And someone just comes and says, well, here's the word for it, here's a definition, it makes it easier. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've watched till now, you must add a comment, my love. You must add a comment, because I really, really enjoy making such content for you. See you on the next one.